I'm going to show you the strongest heroes in Misfits by putting them through a series of trials. Using this data, we can see how the heroes stack up against each other and their overall power. For each trial, we'll start with its weakest hero and work our way to the strongest. Starting with a range trial, this trial measures the reach of each hero's main attacks. Beat is in 6th place because he has a range of 6 tiles. His ult has a range of 9.5 tiles, but I only use the ults as like a tiebreaker for this test. Next up we have Rush. His main attack has an attack range of 7 tiles, and his ult actually has a shorter attack range of 6 tiles. Ray also has an attack range of 7 tiles, but I had to use that ult as like a tiebreaker. His ult has a crazy range of 10.5 tiles, almost as much as a shade attack, so that gives Ray 4th place in the range trial. Drip also has an attack range of 7 tiles. He's tied, but again, his ult is slightly longer with an insane range of 11 and a half tiles if you angle it correctly, and you need to hold your movement button at the end or else he won't go that extra bit. Yeah, it's really interesting to mess around with. Gloss has an attack range of 9 tiles for this test, and an ult range of 4.5. It's actually half of her main attack, but we're only counting the main attack for this test, so Gloss gets 2nd place. It requires enemies to be so close if you want to damage them with it, which is why Gloss has this sort of like tanky playstyle. It's kind of strange. You may have guessed it, Shade is first by a long shot with an attack range of 11 tiles. If you aim it up or down on a mobile screen, you can't even see the aiming reticle, which is kind of crazy. Her ult has 11 tiles too, not that it matters. Shade gets 1st place for this test. Next up we have the Swarm trial. This will give us a sense of how well this hero can deal with groups of enemies. In this trial, we'll activate a swarm of bots from these mega chests and then see how long it takes a hero to completely destroy them. In 6th place we have Drip, which uses his ultimate to activate the chest and deal damage to multiple enemies at the same time, and also does that with his piercing attack, but he gets dead last. While his attacks are good at dealing damage to a single target, they struggle against dealing damage to multiple at a time, although he is really good at not allowing his enemies to heal. Too bad it wasn't well represented in this test. Drip gets a score of 7.51 because we took an average of all of these tests and combined them into one due to the inconsistencies with bot spawning. Next up is Gloss, which uses her ultimate to hit all the bots at the same time, which is pretty satisfying to watch, but unfortunately it doesn't do that much damage fast enough, giving her 5th place. Her scores average a total of 5.36 seconds. I didn't count this last attempt because I accidentally used the barrels to destroy the bots. Next we have Beat. Beat uses his boombox to pull all the bots into one spot and deal damage to them all at the same time. The only problem is that enemies often ran away during these tests. So like I had this run here, I didn't count it, but I had to deal with 2 swarms of bots at the same time. I think I accidentally hit the wall instead of the bots, which was really embarrassing. But yeah, he gets 4th place. Not the worst, not the best. Shade is surprisingly next. With her main attack upgrade that lets her pierce enemy bots, it lets her deal with these robots fairly quickly. And you'll see that in these tests, there's actually, I get disturbed a couple times. I think it's coming up soon. Yeah, I got disturbed a couple times, but it doesn't matter because I would have done enough damage to kill the bot anyways. So I counted that and promptly killed the Ray that disturbed me because he was an annoying piece of shit. Next up we have Rush. So with Rush, your best choice of action is to use your ult to hit multiple enemies and then do the same with your main attack. I unfortunately hit a wall like a dumbass, but I still got a low score, so I kept it in. Rush clears it pretty fast with his piercing attack and piercing ultimate, giving him 2nd place and an average of 3.99 seconds. And in 1st place, who would have guessed? It's Ray. He deals with these swarms so easily with his main attack. He can deal so much damage to so many of them at the same time. Edible Shroom again. Oh my god, you're so annoying, Edible Shroom. But yeah, I was trying to, I just took the attack from Edible Shroom, so it didn't really matter during this test. And then I finished him off later as usual. Love to see that. But yeah, Ray got an average score of 2.6 4. The burst damage trial. This gives us a sense of how well this hero can quickly take down enemies. Like maybe you're trying to quickly backstab your teammate. We damage beat for 3 seconds and we basically take how much damage that they've done, and that's how the characters get ranked. So Drip finishes in dead last because he deals a total of 4,335 damage. Quite a bit of damage, but people tend to do more. Next up is Beat. So Beat uses his boombox to have the weakening effect, and I tried to use the attacks during the times where the enemies was affected by the weakening effect. Why was that so hard to say? But yeah, it's kind of like playing a rhythm game. You know, you have to tap the button at the right time. That's pretty fun. I don't know if that was intended, but it's fun. But yeah, Beat gets a total of 5,280 damage in 3 seconds. So that's unfortunately still 5th place because somehow these next characters do even more. Gloss is our next character in 4th place, and what she does is she weakens the enemy with the lipstick while using her ult. This can do a pretty crazy amount of damage. In 3 seconds, she does a total of 5,500 damage. So if you have the weakening upgrade, you can do quite a bit of damage, more than Beat. Our next contender is, what's her name? Shade. How did I forget Shade's name out of all people? She uses the reload power-up, and that helps her reload just enough ammo to fire 3 shots on the Beat and deal 6,600 damage. I didn't use my ult by accident, so I actually counted that in Shade's trial. So that gives Shade 3rd place. In 2nd place, we have Rush. So what Rush does is he has to get really low because this will trigger his passive that gives him an increased reload speed. Once he's low, he uses his ult and main attack in quick succession, dealing a total of 6,800 damage, just barely beating Shade. But the last contender, you're never gonna guess who it is. I wonder who it is. He blows everyone out of the water using his damage power-up and then ult right after. He almost fires another ult, and this deals a total of 9,803 damage in just 3 seconds. Absolutely absurd. But again, you do have to hit all of the shots for this to count. It's still absurd to think about that's the cap of damage that you could possibly do with Rey in 3 seconds. The sustained damage trial. This gives us a sense of a hero's ability to deal damage over time. In this trial, we'll see how long it takes heroes to completely destroy this target with 11,000 health. Gloss starts off pretty strong with her main attack weakening Beat and her ult spamming those big pulses. But after that, it's kind of slow. It's kind of awkward. It takes a while to completely finish Beat off and use her ult once more for 13.5 seconds, giving her 6th place. Drip does a tiny bit better, but surprisingly, I don't know, I thought he would end up higher. He uses his ult immediately and keeps firing full clips of his main attack. Now I tested it and it's actually, you don't reload faster if you don't completely deplete the ammo bar anyways, so just empty the whole clip 99% of the time. Beat starts off with his tornado suck firing whenever the tornado sucks the enemy Beat to deal that extra weakened damage. He ends up with 10.36 seconds, putting him in 4th place. Looks like Shade got placed a lot higher than I thought. In 3rd place, she gets there by using her power-up, then just spamming her attacks. Takes a bit, but a lot faster than the others. She uses her ult to finish him off, and that took 8.36 seconds. And Freddy is just wondering what the hell is going on here. He's so confused. With a Rush, pretty straightforward. We just spam our ult and main attack whenever we have it up. Of course, using that reload passive when we're under 20% health again. And he takes down Beat in 6.32 seconds, claiming 2nd place. Guess who's first? Of course. He starts off with the damage potion that he gets from using his ult, and then just ult spams, and before I can even finish that sentence, Beat is down. That's just crazy. 3.39 seconds. The speed trial gives us a sense of how good each hero is at moving around the map. In this trial, we'll have our heroes walk from one side of the sledge to the other and see how long that takes. To do this, they could use any abilities in their kit. Shade and Beat take 5th place in this test because they don't have any special movement abilities, it's just them and the sidewalk over here. 14.15 seconds. Next up we have Gloss, and if you look closely it looks like she's moving at the same speed as Beat and Shade, and that's because she actually is. She's actually higher than them, 4th place, because of this one speed boost that she gets. You need to be under 20% health, so super low in health. And then you'll get, you'll get a speed boost. That lasts like 3 seconds. As soon as I started walking on the sidewalk in the straight line, it just ended. And then I died. In third place, we have Drip. So with Drip, you can ult, and then you have to make sure you're moving right after your ult ends, otherwise you'll kind of just get stuck there. And yeah, he finishes in third place, 11.58 seconds. With Rush, he also has an ult that gives him some movement, but it's a lot faster despite it being a bit shorter, which gives him a time of 11.25 seconds, putting him in second place. You know who first place is. It's Ray, and it's because he has an insane 20% increase to his movement speed when he's at full health. So that's like all the time. You use it all the time. He finishes a few milliseconds before Rush. It would have been even faster if I didn't randomly just swerve to the side at the end. But yeah, Ray is absolutely crazy in pretty much everything, and mobility is no exception. The survivability trial. I tried to get like a robot to shoot at me while I was using the different characters.
Sometimes they also just run away or randomly dodge to the sides.
So I just used their health, which honestly isn't the best metric, but I'll explain why later. So Ray starts off with the least amount of health. He ranks the lowest in this test. You know, things are kind of making sense now, right? Ray should not be the lowest. Rush is the second lowest. Fifth place has 7,500 health. Shade is in fourth place with 7,600 health. Gloss is in third place with 8,600 health. Second place is Drip with 10,350 health. And then Beat has a flat 11,000. Perfect for beating up, testing all the Misfitz abilities. Now that we've gone through all these trials, how good is each hero actually? I took their average scores from all of these trials and, well, let's take a look. I mean, the Ray is kind of expected, but you may have not expected Drip and Beat to be right at the bottom. But these are just the stats, they don't reflect the entire picture. Here's what I think should be the actual ranking of heroes from worst to best. I would actually put Gloss on the bottom. Gloss has insane survivability, but that's about it. It's really hard to kill people when you're playing as Gloss. I guess if you're just a PvE player, it could work out for you. She does do pretty great into the bots. Shade is fifth. You need to be decent at your aim, and you also need those reload upgrades and the piercing shot if possible, because without that, it's so hard for her to deal with bots and just players that are good at dodging in general. I think Rush is fourth actually. He does have some really good stats, but I think in a real game, it's hard for him to approach people without getting killed. You have to be pretty close to someone to hit all three of your attacks. And when you're fighting like a team of 2 people or more, it's really easy for them to burst you down. Rush just does not have that much health. Beat is in third place because his boombox ult. That's the main thing he has going for him. It pretty much covers all of his weaknesses. The boombox has pretty crazy range, and even with the delay, it helps him control a lot of area. If you catch someone in your ult, they're pretty much screwed. I mean, you walk up to them, you're able to attack with your full damage, and then somehow if they destroy your boombox ult, you'll probably have another one charged up from all the attacking. And yeah, they could just never escape you. It's pretty hilarious. Drip is up next, and he's this high because of both his attack and ult. So with his attack, it didn't rank that high in terms of like stats wise, but you have to keep in mind that if you're in an actual game and you're fighting a Drip, if you're within Drip's range, if you're within, you know, like the splash zone, okay, that was kind of cringe. If you're close enough to be touched by the Drip juices, every single one of his shots are hitting you. So with the ult, not only does it have insane mobility, you can slow people like crazy with it, but if they get hit with it, they get poisoned for like 8 seconds. And during those 8 seconds, you can stop attacking them and heal, but they can't heal. They're just taking poison damage unless they have a gloss or like the heal power up. In most of these tests, Ray scored first place stat-wise. In the tests that he didn't, like the range test where he scored 5th, for example, he has his ult most of the time, and that ult has almost the most range in the game. As for his survivability, he does have the least health in the game, but his vampirism is absolutely just bonkers. It's absurd. I keep saying that for Ray, but it is absurd. The one thing about his ult is that it can be hard to hit, but all you have to do is be good at the game. I'm joking. You can just get a root power up, or anyone who can hold people in place, like Beat, for example, and it'll be so easy for you to hit your shots. I guess if you're really good at the game, Ray is like the no-brainer pick. But if you're still new to the game, getting used to the controls, that sort of thing, then Grip would probably be your next best pick because of how easy it is to just get close to people and hold auto aim. Thank you to Experience for letting me beat you up over and over again for the sake of Misfitz science. If you enjoyed this video, maybe consider licking that like button, smashing that subscribe, and checking out my video over here or here. YouTube thinks you'll like those. See you in the next one.